Hello students, hope that all of you are keeping fine. So once again I am here with the continuation of class 9 physics chapter Force and Laws of Motion NCERT exercise questions. In the previous class we have done questions up to question number 7. So I may continue with question number 8. Question number 8 is, an automobile vehicle has a mass of 1500 kg. What must be the force between the vehicle and the road if the vehicle is to be stopped with a negative acceleration of 1.7 meter per second square? Very simple question. We know that force F is equal to M into A, mass into acceleration. Straight away you are given mass and acceleration. So simply apply the formula F is equal to MA. So question number 8, given mass M is equal to 1500 kg, acceleration A is equal to minus 1.7 meter per second square. Why there is a minus sign? Because it is given after applying the brake, the bus is coming to rest and it is written with a negative acceleration. So for negative acceleration we will give minus sign. Now the simple formula F is equal to MA is equal to 1500 into minus 1.7, which is equal to 2550 Newton. Minus 2550 Newton. What does this minus sign indicate? This force is acting in the direction opposite to the motion of the vehicle. Always remember, force has both magnitude and direction. This time the force is applied on the vehicle to stop it. So that force will be always acting in the opposite direction of the motion of the vehicle. That's why there is a minus sign. So, simple question, F is equal to MA. Question number 9. What is the momentum of an object of mass M moving with the velocity of V? All of you know the formula. Momentum P is equal to mv, mass into velocity. Option D. So question number 9, the correct answer is option D, mv. Question number 10. Using a horizontal force of 200 Newton, we intend to move a wooden cabinet across a floor with a constant velocity. What is the friction force that will be exerted on the cabinet? We know that always an opposing force or opposite force is acting on the bodies whenever these bodies are moving on any surface. So this time it is given that we intend to move the cabinet by applying a force of 200 Newton with a constant velocity. Since the body is moving with a constant velocity, by the application of 200 Newton force, the opposing force by the floor will also be 200 Newton. So by overcoming that force of friction, the body is moving with a constant velocity. So the answer is 200 Newton. Next question. Two objects, each of mass 1.5 kg, sorry, that is M1 equal to 1.5 kg, M2 is also equal to 1.5 kg. Are moving in the same straight line but in opposite direction. One is moving this way, other is coming in the opposite direction. The velocity of each object is 2.5 meter per second before the collision. during which they stick together, what will be the velocity of the combined object after collision? So it's a question of law of conservation of momentum. Two bodies are colliding with each other, and after collision the two bodies combine together. We have already discussed such type of questions. Whenever the two bodies combine together after collision and moving, remember the combined velocity of both the bodies will be same. So there is no V1, V2 in this question, only V, where V is the combined velocity of the two bodies or velocity of the combined body. So question number 11. Both the bodies have the same mass and mass is 1.5 kg. So M2 is also 1.5 kg. U1 is equal to, both the bodies are moving with the velocity of 2.5 meter per second. So U1 equal to 2.5 meter per second. What will be U2? Minus 2.5. Why? Because both the bodies are moving in the opposite direction. So since we have taken U1 as positive, U2 will be negative because opposite direction. So what is total momentum of the two bodies before collision? Total momentum before collision. Total momentum before collision is given by the formula M1U1 plus M2U2. Okay, and by law of conservation of momentum, this total momentum before collision will be equal to total momentum after collision. That is M1V plus M2V. This time no V1, V2, only V. So no need of writing this. By directly we can write by, or we can say, let the final velocity of the two bodies after collision is equal to V. Why there is no V1, V2 this time? Because it is given after collision both the bodies combine together. So V1 and V2 will be same. In such case we take V1 equal to V2 equal to V. Now we can say using law of conservation of momentum. So using law of conservation of momentum, M1U1 plus M2U2 is equal to M1V plus M2V is equal to M1 plus M2 into V. Apply the values. 1.5 into 2.5 plus 1.5 into minus 2.5 is equal to 1.5 plus 1.5 into V. We know that 1.5 into 2.5 plus 1.5 into minus 2.5 will be 0, because the numerical value of this and this are same. One is plus and one is minus, so their sum is 0. So 0 equal to 3V, V is equal to 0.3 is equal to 0 meter per second. So the answer, the final velocity of the two bodies after collision is equal to 0 meter per second. Means after collision, these two bodies will not be able to move. So the final answer is final velocity of the two bodies after collision is equal to 0 meter per second. Got it? Okay. Next question. According to third law of motion, when we push on an object, the object pushes back on us with an equal and opposite force. Correct? If the object is a massive truck parked along the roadside, it will probably not move. Is it? A student justifies this by answering that the two opposite and equal forces cancel each other. Comment on this logic and explain why the truck does not move. Is this logic correct? The student says that when we are pushing the truck by Newton's third law of motion, truck will also exert an equal and opposite force on us. So both the forces got balance each other, so the truck does not move. One part of this statement is true. When we apply a force on the truck also exerts the same equal force on us. But the reason for the truck not moving is not this. If 10-15 people are pushing the truck, then the truck will move. Is it? Or if we use a crane, then the truck will move. So in that case, why both the forces are not getting cancelled with each other? So for the truck not moving, this is not the reason. First part is correct. Whenever we apply certain force on any body, that body will also exert the equal force back on us. But here the reason for the truck not moving forward is that the forward force applied by us is not enough to overcome the force of friction exerted by the ground on the wheels of the truck. Got it? Even though the forces may get cancelled each other, but when we exert a huge force on the truck will move. Why? The exerted force was enough to overcome the force of friction exerted by the rod or the ground on the wheels of the truck. Got it? So this is the reason why the truck does not move, because the applied force was not enough to overcome the force of friction exerted by the ground. Now question number 30. A hockey ball of mass 200 gram traveling at 10 meter per second is struck by a hockey stick so as to return it along its original path with a velocity of 5 meter per second. A hockey ball of mass 200 gram was traveling with 10 meter per second speed. Then a hockey stick is with the hockey stick. This hockey ball is moving, returning along its original path with a velocity of 5 meter per second. Calculate the change of momentum. Change of momentum occurred in the motion of the hockey ball by the force applied by the hockey stick. So we have to find the change in momentum of this hockey ball. In which direction? After hitting it with the hockey stick. We know that the formula for change in momentum is final momentum minus initial momentum. So here what is mass of the ball? Mass of the ball is given 200 gram. So this question number 30. Mass of the hockey ball is 200 gram is equal to 0.2 kg. It was moving with an initial velocity, that is u is equal to 10 meter per second. It is stuck by a hockey stick and the ball is going back along the same direction, opposite direction, with a velocity of 5 meter per second. V is equal to 5 meter per second. Now, we are asked to find the change in momentum of the ball in the direction after hitting the ball by the hockey stick. So, we will take the final velocity V as positive, because we are asked to find the change in momentum in the direction of the ball after hitting the stick. So, we can take u as minus in this case. Okay. Even if you take in the reverse, then also you will get the same answer. If you take u plus and v minus, then also you will get the answer, but then you have to change the sign at the end. Since we are asked to find the change in momentum of the body in the direction after hitting the ball. So, after hitting the ball, that is our actual direction. So, the first direction is opposite to us. So, I have taken u as minus and v as plus. Now, what is change in momentum? Change in momentum is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum. mv minus mu is equal to m into v minus u. 0.2 into 5 minus 10. 0.2 into 5 minus 10 is 5 plus 10, that is 15. 15 into 0.2, 3 kilogram meter per second. Momentum, SI unit is kilogram meter per second. So I hope you got it. mv minus mu this time, but we are asked to find the change in momentum in the direction after hitting the ball. So that velocity is taken as plus. So initial velocity has become minus. Change in momentum means final momentum minus initial momentum. This is the calculation. So the answer is 3 kg meter per second. Got it? Okay. Question number 14. A bullet of mass 10 gram traveling horizontally with a velocity of 150 meter per second strikes a stationary wooden block and comes to rest in 0.03 second. Calculate the distance of penetration of the bullet into the block. Also calculate the magnitude of force exerted by the wooden block on the bullet. So what are given here? A bullet of mass 10 gram traveling horizontally with a velocity of 150 meter per second. What happened? Strikes a stationary wooden block and comes to rest. So given mass of the body m is equal to 10 gram is equal to 0.01 kg. Okay, it is moving with an initial velocity of 150 meter per second. After striking the wooden block, it is coming to rest. V is equal to 0, and It is coming to rest in 0.03 second. Time taken to come to rest is 0.03 seconds. Calculate the distance of penetration and magnitude of force exerted. Distance of penetration means what? S. Distance of penetration, distance travel after hitting the block. This is called distance of penetration. How much distance is traveled by this bullet after penetrating through the wooden block? Distance of penetration means distance traveled after hitting the wooden block. S. See, M is needed for the second part of the question. F is equal to MA. So F is equal to MA. What are the two things as? S and F. So for F we need A, acceleration, and for S what do you need? U, V, T. S is asked. Which equation can be used? For S we have only two equations, second equation and third equation. But remember, both in second equation and third equation, one thing is missing. What is that? A, acceleration. For using second equation as well as third equation, we require A, acceleration. So first of all, we have to find acceleration A in this question. For that, which equation can be used? First equation. So using first equation, V is equal to U plus 80. 0 is equal to 150 plus A into 0.03 is equal to, or you can take 150 to this side, minus 150 equal to A into 0.03. So A is equal to minus 150 upon 0.03, which is equal to minus 150, 2 decimals, so 2 more zeros upon 3. 3 and 5, 3 and 15 got cancelled, minus 5,000 meter per second square. So we got acceleration A is equal to minus 5,000 meter per second square. Now in order to find the distance of penetration S, we have two options, either third equation of motion or second equation of motion, whichever is easy for you. Okay, using third equation of motion, now you can say 2AS equal to V square minus U square. 2 into A means minus 5,000 into S is equal to V square is 0 square minus U square means 150 square. So 2 into 5,000 minus 10,000 S is equal to minus 150 square. 150 square is 15 square, 225. 00. But it is 0 minus, so it will be minus. Now minus minus got cancelled. So S is equal to 22500 upon 10,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is equal to 2.25 meter. So I hope you got it. Distance of penetration S is equal to 2.25 meter. Understood? Once again look at the board. What are the things used by us? These are given. And two things are asked, S and F. So, in order to find S, We have two equations, but in both the equations we need A. So first of all, by using first equation of motion, we have calculated A. Then we have used third equation of motion to find S. So this is distance of penetration. Now the second part is F. We are also asked F. Also calculate the magnitude of force exerted by the wooden block. F is equal to MA. M means 0.01. A is minus 5,000. So minus 50 Newton. The force exerted by the wooden block to stop the bullet is minus 50 Newton. I hope you know what is the meaning of that minus sign, because the bullet is coming in this direction and the wooden block is stopping it. Since both are in the opposite direction, in order to stop any moving body, the force is always exerted in the opposite direction. So that force will be always minus. So force exerted by the wooden block is 50 Newton or minus 50 Newton, both are correct. So I hope you got understood this numerical. So that's all for today. Please go through the numericals once again, question answers once again. So thank you for being with me. Please take care and study well. Thank you.